How Marion Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of Marion government and public services. Thank you for listening. Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 8 of How Marion Works. I'm your host, Layla Price-Bodkin, joined with my dedicated co-host, Lillian Harshaw.
Your one and only.
So Lillian today, she's going to do an icebreaker question first, but we want to welcome the Honorable Mayor Ronald Morrell to the podcast. We're so excited.
Thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be on here with you guys.
You have been podcasting a lot lately.
Yeah, I feel like almost every day, but it's fun. I like being able to tell, the story of what's going on in Marion. So the more chances I get out to do that, the better.
Awesome. Okay, Lillian, we're going to let you take it away with our first icebreaker question.
Okay. I don't know if you know how this goes, but I'll ask the question. I'll let Layla answer first.
Okay.
Then I'll go to you.
Okay.
He's a good sport.
And then I'll go to me.
I like it. Okay.
Okay. All right, here we go. Because all three of us are musically inclined in some type of way, I feel like this is a great question for all three of us.
Okay.
Okay. I don't even know if everybody
yeah, we
knows.
need to explain that.
Okay. So Layla is a singer and guitar player and dabbles in the piano too a little bit.
No, I don't. I write songs, but my sole instrument is the guitar, but I learned on piano first.
Okay. All right. Retraction. So the mayor, drummer.
Yep.
That's the only instrument, right?
I can play piano, but drums is my thing.
Nice. Drums. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Same. Drummer. Mm-hmm. I learned how to play the flute. I played for 4 years.
Okay.
I dabbled with the piano. Sing if you force me.
Okay.
I will sing with the choir, but if you're talking about solo, that's a force.
Okay.
So, and like I said, drummer. So this is the question. If you could be in any band, tour with any band or group, who would it be and why? Layla.
Oh, you know what? So when I was younger, my dream was to be a backup singer. Okay. And so if I could tour with any band, along the lines of just touring, because that is a very lonely experience, because I used to work out at Deer Creek and I get to talk with a lot of the road crew and everything in the band sometimes. Mm-hmm. But it is a challenge to be on tour per se. So I would want that experience to be very healthy. And I know a band personally that is from Cleveland, Ohio. You may or may not know of them, but they're called Tropidelic, and they're like reggae, hip hop, a little bit of funk, and they have actual horns in their band too. But they're very healthy. They're sober. They have a workout routine. And so I like that aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Like if I was going to be on the road and maybe do some backup singing and rhythm guitar for them.
Okay. I didn't expect that. Okay. Yeah. You were looking for a holistic band.
Mm-hmm. Holistic. Yeah. I don't want it to be crazy. I don't want it to be like against any of my morals and values.
Okay. All right.
So if I'm going to travel with a band, I want it to be a fulfilling experience.
Okay. All right. Mayor.
So I would actually leave right now and go on tour with Bruno Mars. Yeah.
Not right now.
I'll be gone. We have to rearrange everything going on. I would take off and go on the Bruno Mars tour right now.
Isn't he coming?
He'll be in Indianapolis September 19th. So I'll be down there and check that out too. But somebody sent me the set list the other day, and it's a perfect mix of his new album and all his old hits. Mm-hmm. So I would love to be the drummer. I know his brother actually plays drums for him.
Really?
Cool.
Yep. But if for some reason he couldn't play, I would love to be the drummer.
You would be the backup.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, just as a side note, Tropidelic, I learned, is playing in June in my birthplace in West Virginia, and it is the smallest town, and it's so crazy because they've blown up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Yeah. Here's the thing. I want to tour with this group, but I don't want to sing. I don't want to play the drums. I don't want to do anything except be a backup dancer. I know this is really kind of like offside because I used to be remember back in the day when everybody had dance groups? Mm-hmm. I was one of them. Okay. I was in a dance group. It was girls and guys.
I like it.
So the girls, us. We danced just like the guys. We danced just as hard. We didn't do the cute little dance or whatever. So with that being said, I want to do a New Edition.
Okay. I thought that you would say Prince like back in the day.
Okay, here's the thing with Prince, and I love me some Prince. Prince changed groups too much, and with him, he will fire me just because I can play the drums. I don't need you, so it's not like he needs anybody in his bands. He would like, I can do this all by myself.
My second choice, so if not Bruno Mars right now, I would jump on the Usher and Chris Brown tour.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's gonna be a good tour.
I would take off on that one right now. If they're listening to this for some reason, you call me.
Come on, guys.
I'll rearrange everything and go on tour.
So Any, I think they just finished theirs, but they're gonna do a Vegas. I will be one of their backup dancers for sure. And if they, like you said, if their drummer like hurts himself, I jump up there real quick and I'll get in there. I'm not and singing. They really don't. No against the love of New Edition. They really don't sing. They sing, but they don't sing. But yeah, New Edition, and that's a good one, Bruno Mars and Chris Brown. Them.
Yeah.
But,
And speaking of like wholesome, that experience last year with Joe L. Barnes at the River Church, I just fell in love with them. That whole band and that whole experience.
Now you mentioned none of the tours I mentioned are wholesome. So
Yeah, right. That's exciting. You went big. Man,
known for fights, but I don't care. I'll break it up and be like, "Come on, we gotta get back in the groove."
So that was
y'all.
a good segue for her bringing that back to wholesome.
It is.
The thing
Yeah.
Oh, and one more band, just because I love them, it'd be Mint Condition.
Ah, okay.
You just love them, but okay, all right. So
Okay.
back over
We
to
could
you,
keep
Layla.
on talking about it.
all day.
Well, Mayor, we're just really honored to have you, and we want to start out like we do with all of our podcast guests to get to know each person. And so I just blanket ask where you born and raised and a little bit of your education background and career background. You can be brief or you can delve into it.
So I had the honor and privilege to be born in Marion, Indiana, in the year, the late 1900s, 1993. My family's here, my wife and 3 kids. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-month-old. So my life is, not busy at all. But, we went to Marion Community Schools all the way up until my junior year. And then I went actually to Lakeview, and then Lakeview closed. And then I went to Eastbrook and ended up graduating from Eastbrook. And then I graduated from Indiana Wesleyan University with my degree in percussion, actually, since we talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was your major.
Yeah, that was my major, yep.
Okay.
So that was my whole life for a while. I thought that I was going to be a professional musician. So I had a chance to do, I think I went on 3 tours about 2 or 3 months at a time each tour, which was really tough. And then I used to, actually went to grad school at Northern Illinois University for jazz studies on full ride. And then when I was there in my first semester, me and my wife had got married in June of 2017, and then we moved right to Chicago, and that was crazy, So then I'm in grad school, being a jazz musician. That's what it was in jazz studies. And then I decided one day this wasn't for me anymore. We came back and moved back to Marion. Then I went and worked in a church musician for a couple years, and then from there I went to the nonprofit sector with the Boys and Girls Club of the Youth, and then with Youth for Christ. And then after that, after the Boys and Girls Club, I became the mayor of Marion. So
Wow.
That's kind of I've only had like 4 jobs, so that's like kind of my trajectory of how it all worked out. Yeah.
You've had to explain that quite a few times, I'm sure. So
Yes.
you've really nailed it.
Yeah.
And you've even dabbled in being an entrepreneur.
Yeah. So that's been a legacy thing for my family. So my grandfather started Morrell Floor Covering, which would be 63 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
Which is the longest Black-owned business in all of Grant County and all of Marion. So, shout out to him. So he kind of put that bug into me very early on. So I started my first business, which was called Morrell Lawn Care. And I started that when I was 16, and I ran that from 16 all the way until I was 22. And that was, exactly what it sounded like, cutting grass and all the stuff that come with that. It was really a honor and privilege to be able to do that, because during the summer when everybody else didn't have jobs, I was working at like McDonald's as a high school kid. I was able to run my own business, and from there I started Morrell Scooters, which is essentially the same thing as Bird and Lime, like the major companies, but I tailored it specifically only to small towns in Indiana. So we started in Marion, and then we went to Gas City, then we went to Anderson and Warsaw, then Ball State and Muncie, and then where else was I at? I think that's it. Yep. So,
did you sell them now? Like, where is that
so now they're still in Muncie at Ball State. So that's
Morrell scooters.
Yes. Yep. Cool. So so that's kind of my journey from career and entrepreneurship wise, and here we are today. Getting to serve as a mayor of Marion.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And just for our listeners, just so that we can have a timeline of when you began your mayoral career, you were elected and you began your first term in
January of 2024. Yep.
Yes.
And I was 31 at the time. Yeah. Which is actually, fun fact, was tied for the youngest mayor in Marion's history.
Oh, really?
Mr. Maidenberg, Mayor Tony Maidenberg was mayor when he was 31 as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize he was that young.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were basically in your second half of your first term,
right,
if you decide to run again, which I sure hope that you do. So we won't go there. But what do you think your main motivation was to run for mayor? At the time, you were the director of the Boys and Girls Club. You had started businesses. You even had an event center. What do you think your main motivation was?
So when I was at the Boys and Girls Club, I like telling the story because of where it ends. But when I first took over, we had about 7 kids, and it ended up growing to about 100 kids. It was really a great thing to be a part of. But I asked that group of 7 kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they all said that they wanted to go to the NBA, which is a very typical Indiana answer, and specifically a typical Marion, Indiana answer. So I said, okay, if that doesn't work, if that's your plan A doesn't work, what's your plan B? Then they all simultaneously said, well, we're going to sell drugs.
Oh, wow.
So in their mind, their only ways that they could, achieve success or make it out of the situation that they were in was either going straight to the NBA or going right to the street. So I wanted to show the next generation and previous generations that you can actually be anything you want to be right here in Marion, Indiana, and even if that's the first black mayor.
Yeah, I love that story, and we are brewing something right now that you can either choose to talk about or not, but just along those same lines of entrepreneurship and either going the route of drugs and the streets or learning how to start a business or even, be a part of the business world. But we're working on something pretty exciting with basically a group from Muncie. Yeah. But we don't have to announce it right now. But the whole point.
No, we can talk about. I think it's great. I mean, this is some breaking news on here. I like it. So the idea of this is called Impact Excellence. A guy named Mike Martin, and they approached me a while ago, and the vision for me has always been is how do we give people who don't have business experience, who may not see any other way out of their situations, or who just want to be entrepreneurs but they don't have the resources, is not just financial resources but all the other resources that come with being an entrepreneur. So I came across this class in a place called Innovation Connector Center in Muncie, and essentially what we're going to try to do is duplicate that idea and scale it appropriately for Marion. So anybody who wants to start a business, whether you're starting your first lawn care company or you are expanding your multi-million-dollar facility, we want to have all the resources available for you that can provide the information and the knowledge. And on the other side, we also have really low loan opportunities for people. So we're actually trying to wrap a full service wraparound to where you can actually get the knowledge-based resources you have as well as financial assistance as well.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So we will explain more about how that will work here in Marion, but we recognize that there's kind of this gap that needs to be filled of maybe it's a little intimidating to start a business or maybe to go get a business loan. So we're trying to fill that gap and provide a free class. So we will talk about more about that later. But I just love how that's going to help fulfill your dream as part of being mayor. And speaking of just your typical day as being mayor, you mentioned that you do a lot of interviews. What are some other common things that the mayor of Marion does? So
the first thing that I do every single morning is I get up and I get my daughters ready for school. So I get up and I get them showered and do their hair. I don't have many hairstyles. I only have 2 options. We're either going straight down or we're going one ponytail. So
you only have 2 options.
2 options with Dad, right? You're either going straight down or one ponytail. So get them ready for school, drop them off for school, and then after that, it's just meetings. Normally, I'm in meetings or interviews or appearances somewhere from 9 a.m. to like 8 p.m. every day.
Oh, wow. That is a long day.
So it rolls, that 10 to 12 hours every day of, just showing up and You know, people want you to be everywhere all the time. So one of the hardest things and the things you had to learn is how to be able to tell people no. You know, because if Esther does a great job for me, she's really a gatekeeper for my schedule and my life, really. Because if I actually said yes to everything, I would literally go 7 days a week, 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So so that's kind of what it looks like: constant meetings, constant appearances, and constant interviews.
Yeah, and she does do a great job.
Yeah.
And so speaking of that long day and just sometimes it's in meetings with your team, talk about your team in your office. You have Esther, and then who else is basically you have the legal department, and then you have Keenan. Yeah,
so my team in the mayor's suite, I'll call it, is have obviously the mayor, then we have my assistant, and we have head of mayor security, Carlos, and then we have Whitney, who is a legal assistant, and then we have Michael, who was a city attorney, and then we have Keenan, who was our chief operating officer. So that's what's in the mayor's suite right there, and those are the people I usually see every day. But I try my best to make my way around City Hall as much as I can. I want everybody to feel that they're a part of the mayor's suite, right? Even though they physically aren't. Yeah. But now I don't make it around all the time, but I try to show my face as much as I can. From all of our departments, right? So, but the people that 100% see me every day are those people in that area.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not a requirement to go to make all these appearances. It's not like it's a mandatory thing that the mayor does. Yeah. You do it because you care, and you do it, because you want to make a difference. Yeah,
100%. A fun fact: in the state of Indiana, as mayor, you only have to work 8 hours a year by law.
Are you serious?
That's a very low minimum requirement.
Yeah. So when I'm doing these 70 to 80 hour weeks, that's just because I really want to, and I believe in the city of Marion and want to make a difference.
The only things that you are supposed to do is give a financial report and do the state of the city, I believe.
Yeah, and you can all do that in 8 hours. So.
What do you enjoy most about anything and everything that you do every day?
I think what I enjoy the most is being able to be in a position to leave a lasting impact on people. Whether it's kids really love when I go to school and read to them, they think it's the greatest thing in the world, or whether it's something that's more substantial in the grand scheme of life, and helping to build new buildings, bring new businesses, or paving roads, like any of those things. That what I found out is that everything is a big deal to somebody. So even if it's a small deal to me or a small meeting to me. And I learned this really in my first year. And I was meeting about something that was just like, in my mind, was minuscule. But this person was nervous. They had been preparing for this for like 3 weeks because they were coming to meet with me, because that's how big of a deal it was to them. So I try to treat everything, no matter how big or small it is, in my mind, that is really a big deal to someone. So just the idea of being able to leave a lasting impact is what keeps me going and what I look forward to the most.
How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you.
That's great. So has anything else maybe surprised you about your leadership? I know there's a lot. There's about being a leader in general, or you just said something that was a very good point, that everything is a big deal to someone. Right. And so that's something that you've learned along the way. I remember you told me, or a group of people at one point, that what did surprise you was that things do take time.
Takes the time, yeah. I mean, just from statutorily, there's just rules in place for city government that has elongated time periods, right? So we're in the private sector, you would like to be able to do this and that. It might be able to happen the same day. Well, in a city government, that might take 6 weeks, right? Because that's just how it's set up from a law perspective. But I would say that what surprised me the most about leadership is tough decisions. You never know how everybody thinks they know what they'll do in their situation. When you when you're running for mayor, if this happened to me, I'm going to do this. Or when you're in any other kind of leadership role, if this ever happens, I'm going to do this. But then when it's actually you for real, it's a different experience, right? So when you have to make those tough decisions where it's obvious, there's really no win, right? Somebody's going to lose and somebody's going to win in those situations. You have to make those tough calls. You think that you know what you're going to do, but then sometimes, transparency, I remember my first year, I would just be up in the middle of the night just staring at the wall. Man, I can't believe I got to make that decision. Or I can't believe I didn't make that decision. What's going to happen next, So there's decisions like that happen almost every day that you have to make that, always surprise me, because you just never know which way it's going to go.
Yeah. So I guess, would you want to talk about any misconceptions that you wish that people just knew about your role as mayor? Maybe it's your accessibility, or maybe that it feels differently than what people might think that a mayor. I don't know.
There is a long list of misconceptions. I guess it depends on which way you want to go. So let's just talk about the role itself, what the mayor can do and can't do. So like for the longest time, people would call me, like somebody would get arrested or something. Hey, can you get my cousin or son out of jail? That's not a resource that I have. You know, I can't do that. So I think people get often confused. County government versus city government versus state government versus federal government. Like from a civic education standpoint, I think we get things jumbled up a lot. So that's one misconception. Another misconception is that there's always some kind of like it's always something wrong all the time. Like, I think that it could just be here, but I think it's kind of picking up steam around the world, really, or around the United States at least. That let's make it more specific to Marion. That we have had so many struggles over the years that when so many things good are happening, people actually try to look for the bad things.
Yeah,
right?
It's almost like a PTSD.
Yeah. It's a PTSD response. So like when we have a plethora of great things happening, we have like this traumatic response that there has to be something wrong. Like so it's funny. So this is a funny thing. I get tagged in Facebook all the time, and what I have a really good team that runs all my social media, my personal and campaign social media. But so when people tag me and stuff, I don't see it because it doesn't alert me because I turn it off. But I just happened to be scrolling one day and I seen somebody that had tagged me, and which I didn't see it but I just happened to scroll past it, and they said, "Oh, the mayor is Mayor thinks he's above the law and abusing his power. I caught him jaywalking at 2.
Okay.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I caught him jaywalking, which is funny because obviously everybody knows that.
Wow.
I park at City Hall and walk across the.
I just did it today.
Yeah, so they took a picture of me at the timestamp and said, "Oh, the mayor is abusing his power." So stuff like that, right? So it's actually comical at the same time, but it's the idea that people are programmed that something has to be wrong, so they start looking for things like that.
That's so petty.
Yeah.
Oh, social media. We could go
goodness,
a whole big thing there. But I'm going to just take a quick commercial break to encourage you guys to listen to How Marion Works through your favorite platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and many more partners. We highly encourage you to subscribe or follow How Marion Works wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can find all of our episodes on howmarionworks.com. All right, let's get into our second half of the podcast, and we have one more icebreaker question that Lillian is going to present.
Before I ask, I'm just going to say this just for everybody listening.
Please.
Before I actually started working for you, the first time I met you was at K's.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you came in,
I still don't have my watch, by the way.
I know. And I text her, and I was like, "What's going on with his watch?" And she went into a whole. I don't want to bash K's, but it was like, "Dude, get his watch back." Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So
that's great.
When I met you, I was like, I told the girls there, I was like, I've never voted Republican. It goes into what you was talking about in the podcast today. Upbringing, being in a black family, you vote Democrat no matter what. But I'm smart enough and have more wisdom enough, and I pray enough to know that if something leads me to do something, and I see someone's character, to go that route, not necessarily what they quote unquote. Whether they're an elephant or a donkey.
Yeah. Right. No, I get it. Yeah.
So I think the day I voted, I met you then. You was out there with your wife, and I was like, don't mess this up. It was the first time I voted Republican. And you laughed, and then we came into K's, and I was like, okay, you're doing it. Yeah. So I can speak as a citizen and as an employee that you are genuinely the person that you are.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You're just not a quote unquote what you think of a politician. You are a person.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. So how much I'm like, she's just only saying that because she gets paid. No, I'm saying this because it's true. So anyway, back to my question. So, Layla.
Yes.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Okay, so first season I did talk about a couple of things. Okay. So I'm going to try to think of some new things.
Okay. Oh, you have a lot of pet peeves.
I do.
Okay.
All right. Well, because last season I talked about hating when somebody's talking to you, but they're actually looking down at their phone. So this actually came up last week. Somebody that will complain, but they're not in your arena of work. And so it's like they're complaining about it, but they don't understand.
Oh,
I don't know. That's kind of like, it just really, I take it personally. Like,
so you mean like complain about like what you do for a living, or are you talking about just life in general?
it could be about an event that we had.
Oh, you're talking about work. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but really anything. Really anything.
Okay.
If they're not willing to step up and
Gotcha.
and be a part of the change, they're basically outside the arena. Have you ever heard of that? That quote. So
Yeah.
I could go on and on.
So like someone complained about who won American Idol, but they never voted.
Yes.
Yeah. I got you.
That's true. You shouldn't complain if you didn't take part in.
Okay. That goes for public office too. But anyway, I digress again.
If anybody wants me to go on, I will.
All right, Mayor.
My biggest pet peeve is dirt and not cleanliness.
Amen.
Hence why we have Clean City Marion 2.0.
Nice segue.
And then and then also really, I mean, it's crazy. I actually clean my house every day.
Same.
Yep, I clean my whole house every single day. And obviously, I have 3 kids, so that makes it a little bit worse because they're their own mess tornadoes by themselves. But I clean my house every day.
Wow.
As soon as I get home, no matter what time I get home, I'm cleaning the whole entire. I can't sit down until my house is clean. So then I carry that to the same way, like from the city through the city hall. I mean, I try to make sure everything is clean, all the time. So that's my biggest pet peeve is dirt.
Same. And that just, again, that goes back into that whoever posted that picture about least privilege. You clean your house.
Yes.
You don't have a service.
Yeah.
You clean your house.
I wish I did
have
have
like an
one.
11-hour day.
I wish I had one. Yeah.
Maybe you should think about getting one.
Yeah, I know. That would be great, right? Yeah.
I had a deep clean for my birthday. I asked for it for my birthday, and it was awesome.
Game changer.
And see, I would still probably clean right after they left.
Yeah.
So it would be a waste of money because I'd be like, that was great. And I'll get some.
More
when I
stuff.
clean, the house smells like a hospital.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
bleached.
Yep.
And the bathroom is bleached, the kitchen is bleached, and ammonia.
Yeah.
I can't.
What's crazy growing up, we used to have to clean, like, my dad used to make us clean every Saturday morning.
Yes.
And it was like, I'm not to talk about like sweeping, like we would have to like move stuff and like scrub the walls and the baseboard.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
clean.
I had to. My mom used to make us take everything out of our bedrooms as far as like what we can move.
Yeah.
And like you said, vacuum behind the
All that
furniture
stuff.
and all this stuff, and wipe everything off before you brought it back into your room.
Yeah.
So
I like to be clean.
I'm still that anal and weird.
Right.
Yeah. You remember when I moved to my office? It was.
Yeah, she was ready to go, and
Yeah.
she did that before her start
I
date.
can't.
If you ever come into my office or conference room, all the chairs are always pushed in the same direction. And in my actual office, all my computers are lined up in a row. So I'm like,
I'm OCD.
Yes, I love that.
I have a problem. So so my biggest pet peeve, one of them anyway, is I hate when I sneeze and no one says God bless you.
Oh yeah.
How rude
Well,
are you?
I do it all the time. I do it all the time.
You do.
Yes.
So I used to work for this lady, and it was just me and her in the office, and I was sneezing. She never said God bless you. So I got in the habit of blessing myself.
Yeah.
So I was sneezing. I was just like,
That's
bless
okay.
me, bless me. So when I started doing hair and JCPenney's and Indy, I sneezed and I said, God bless me. And this girl yelled, you didn't give us a chance to bless you. I was like, I'm sorry, it's a habit. So I just think that's the rudest thing.
Yes.
I will bless someone like the owl at a grocery store around me. If I hear them sneeze, and I'll just yell, God bless you. Because it's like, what? And they'll yell back, thank you. I'm like, just bless me if I sneeze. So that's my big pet peeve. And I guess tagging on the dirt thing. I can't.
Gotta be clean. Yeah.
Please. And I guess funk too. I can't stand but smells.
Oh, smells.
Bad smells.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, you have a low tolerance for that.
Yes. Okay.
Well, okay. So, Mayor, it's a very good age to instill in your daughters and your son to, when they get to that age, to be good, cleanly.
I try the best I can.
Individuals.
They do not like cleaning, but I try the best I can to make them clean.
Well, you're definitely a great example, and I'm sure they're catching on. So we are going to talk about some projects, but it's almost impossible to talk about every single project. So I'm just going to ask you, what projects that have either been completed or are in progress are you the most excited about, and why? Maybe they fall under your, your passion, whether it's under the umbrella of economic development or housing or youth programs or quality of life.
Yeah, it's tough because they're all like my babies, right? Trying to get me to pick my favorite child. So what I'll do is I'll talk about a couple initiatives, and then I'll talk about projects. So one initiative I'm really proud of is the partnership with Ivy Tech for the Mayor Scholarship. So what we did, I think it was in the latter half of my first year, we set up a scholarship to where anyone who graduates from Marion High School and wants to study any trade that Ivy Tech offers can go for free.
Oh, nice.
So I'm very proud of that. I think that's something that's going to last forever and make a long-lasting impact. Another initiative I'm really proud of is obviously the Clean City Marion 2.0 that we do, once a month for, I think it's 6 months straight. And just giving, I'm proud of it for multiple reasons, but one that I'm really that really stands out to me is the interaction that it allows for all the employees to have as well with the citizens. So it allows multiple departments to work together at the same time, and citizens to come in and work with, and volunteers to come in and work with all of us to see, how passionate we are about getting the city clean. Those are two initiatives. Now, project wise, I'll kind of wrap the Riverfront District all into one instead of so going back from Jones Heritage Project to the Ballot Field to River Rock Loft to Arrows at the Banks. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
How I got that name. So Arrows at the Banks is going to be on First and Boots, where the Kingdom used to be, tore down now. And so Arrows actually is all three of my kids' names combined.
Oh, okay.
That's
great. So Olivia, Alani, and Ambrose.
So how is that spelled?
A-L, capital A-L, then R-O-S-E. Arrows at the Banks.
That's going to be awesome.
So I got the roast from Ambrose, and I got the Al from the A-L from Olivia and Alani.
Who came up with it?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I like that.
So
I love that.
Yeah. So all those projects mean a lot, and this Riverfront District setup is, but it's something that I had thought about, which I learned that they had been working on this for like 30 years, 35 years, and they've never been able to really get over the hump.
Yeah.
So now to be able to come in and do all this in a couple years has been amazing, So one of our greatest assets in Marion is obviously the river. It's a natural asset, and I think it was like 1985 is when they put in the River Walk, which follows the river for about 2 miles into Motter Park, and then over the years people have been taking different bites at it. So now for us to finally have so much momentum has been amazing. So those two initiatives, and then the riverfront, and then let's see, one more project that I really enjoy.
I know that you're very passionate about the youth programs, and I just want to give you a shout out for starting the youth council.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that one. So that is something I wanted the youth to have a chance to learn about civic engagement, be involved in local government. So we started a youth council, I think, last year, and we're in our second. Yes, it was last year. So we're in our second round. Cohort of it, and one of the things they get to do every year is travel to the State House and learn about state government, spend a whole day in Indianapolis and getting that experience. So now they're actually working on a project. So now this second cohort is actually taking on a project, and a few of them were alive and remember when we had First Fridays.
Okay.
So what they want to do is they want to actually work and coordinate and plan their own First Friday.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's going to be their project for this cohort of youth council.
Nice. They remember all the rides, and they remember the theme nights.
Now the age of them, they were like so when this was happening, they were probably somewhere between 6 to 9.
Okay.
That's the age.
Babies.
Yeah, but they still remember. That's how impactful it was for them. So now here they are, and from 8th grade to seniors in high school, and they like, man, we want to have that back because people our age and younger had a great time at those.
Okay.
So I hear that next week, you and I and some other leaders are supposed to sit down and listen to their presentation.
Yep.
Lillian will be there too.
They're going to present why they want to bring back First Friday and how they want to do it. And then we're going to work with them to
That'd be great.
Nice.
Yep.
That'll be great.
Oh.
A lot is going on next week. We do have a groundbreaking coming up over by I-69 for the Park View, one of the facilities that they're working on. You're really building that out.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that project too. So again, another thing they've been working on that exit now for probably 50 years. Well, I can't remember who the mayor was when they did it, but they ran like utilities like water and sewer all the way the whole length out down 18 to that intersection. And then it's been I just found out today they put Dollar General in like 2006. Then Ivy Tech got built a few years later, then a few gas stations, but we've never been really able to get over that hump. So what I'm hoping is having a big anchor like Dunham's went out there too. I forgot about that one, but having another big anchor like Parkview out there will be able to start attracting more things, more restaurants and more hotels. And I think it has a potential to be able to attract some living quarters around it as well. So,
nice.
Yeah, so being able to tackle that's all the way out east for us and downtown has been really proud of those projects. Yep.
So whether it's in that geographical area or otherwise, is there anything on your radar that you would really like to achieve in Marion?
Yeah, so I would really like to have the mall resurrected, and it wouldn't be a mall again, but it would be a large project on that corner because still that area intersects. It's called 5 Points because all those streets come in together. 3 major highways. It's still the most visible corner in the city. So I would really love to work with, or have been working with a few different developers to try to see if we can't tackle that area and bring some life back to that part of the city.
Yeah. Well, so with development in downtown, do you want to give a shout out to the companies that donated for the big riverfront district sign?
So NMC companies, they I don't want to misrepresent exactly what they do, but they do metal. They make stuff with metal. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, they make like the harnesses or the braces or brackets for major furnaces that heat up glass.
Oh wow!
So when I say make metal, they make it's enormous size in metal, and they make it that holds up furnaces that heat up for glass factories. That's what they do. Yeah,
so they donated their time, or
donated the time and donated the actual physical build of the structure. Yeah,
that's excellent. Yeah. So speaking of downtown, we also have Fire Station 1 2.0 in the works.
So many things are going on. I forgot about that. I'm very proud of that one too. That's something that we said we were going to do when I was running, because we believe obviously in investing in public safety and all the other stuff going on. We have a lot of old buildings that are being revitalized downtown, and a lot of people that are investing a lot of new money into the area. And the closest fire station is across the river. So if one of these old buildings catch on, they're all attached to each other. The whole block will burn down,
right?
And I can't remember the exact stats, but the fire chief were telling me that like every 10 or 30 seconds or so is crucial with fires, right? That's how fast they grow and spread. So we wanted to have our flagship station downtown to be able to have access, quick access to putting fires out, because a lot of the older buildings that are most flammable are in our downtown region and the houses too. So we got to have something.
Great. And old buildings and everything.
They burn up quickly, so we want to make sure we have the appropriate amount of coverage in the closest way possible.
Okay. Wow. There is a lot to talk about. So just thinking about anything else that you've really built a lot of momentum in creating, you can mention anything else. But what I also want to make sure to do is how to stay up on your socials and how people can stay up on all of the things that are going on.
So the last thing I'll do on that side is talk about the team. So we have such an amazing team. Because obviously I get to do all the interviews and all the pictures and stuff like that, but the team at the city of Marion is tremendous. I'll put them against anyone. Everybody works so hard, and none of the stuff that I just shared would be possible without all the dedicated men and women that work hard every day in City Hall and all of our other satellite locations, whether it's the animal shelter or the street department or bus barn or wherever you are representing the city of Marion. Everybody works hard, and without you guys, we couldn't do any of this. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now, how to keep up with me? Keep up with me is you can follow me on Facebook just at my full name, Ronald Douglas. Well, I think it's just Ronald Morrell Jr. Yeah, Ronald Morrell Jr. That's my public front page that you can see all information. Or if you want to get a part of my email blast list, I try to send something out once a month. There's a link on my website that you can subscribe to my email list, and my website is just ronaldmorrelljr.com. And so those are ways to keep up with me and make sure you're up to date on everything going on. And also, that's keeping up with me, but then the city, our team does a great job of that too. So make sure you download the city app. That's one thing I'm really proud of. That we started off very early too. That moving our city into a modern era of technology is a big thing for us.
Yes, and you started the traveling town halls, which I really appreciate. I know a lot of people really appreciate them.
Yeah.
And then we do have the State of the City is going to be happening on May 21st, but we will send out a public invitation once we fill up some dignitary tables. So just be looking out for that, because once it goes public, you will have to RSVP to the event on May 21st. So that's coming up. Mayor, thank you for mentioning the team. We're just honored to work for you. And this podcast alone is a really great way that you are recognizing your team, because we are explaining to the community and educating the community and outside of the community of how Marion works, and we bring on those unsung heroes, and we bring on everybody that we can. And we've this season invited some standout businesses.
Oh, that's great.
So we're really having a lot of fun with doing that as well. Lillian's been a great co-host, and we're just going to keep her rocking and a rolling. And
love it.
I was actually nervous to interview you because you just we don't get to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
But I just really I'm honored to work for you, and I know that Lillian is too.
Thank you guys for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
This is such a selfish shout out, but thanks for bringing Ulta.
Oh, yeah.
And what is it? Burlington.
Oh, I forgot about those two.
And
Yeah, that's
Five
gonna be,
Below, right?
Yeah.
Those are three that coming.
Yep, those are gonna be. That's gonna be a great addition to that area in the South Side of Marion. So
one of these days, your daughters are going to be very thankful
They're going to be
for that.
so grateful.
and I'm probably gonna be sorry.
You will be.
Do you have any tips? You in the beginning of the podcast, you said that right away you have 3 kids and that you work like almost 12-hour days. How do you do it? I mean, is there anything that you can share with us on?
I think that
from you,
I try to from like a work-life balance standpoint. I truly don't think that there's such thing as that. You can be really good at some things and bad at other things at other times. So, like for example, I'll have weeks where I don't get to see my family that much at all, and my daughters are like, "Hey, Dad, where are you?" Then I'll have weeks where I'm at everything, and they're like, "Oh, you're the most awesome dad in the world." So it's kind of like this, not a balance, but this back and forth and this tension of trying to execute everything. So what I try to do is to make what time I do have for them and my family and myself count as much as possible. So so if you look at my schedule, and Esther does a good job of this too, but you look at my schedule, it's budgeted like from the whole entire time, from 8 a.m. to the end of the day. You even have a slot where I'm going to eat, where I'm going to go to lunch, where I'm going to. So it's funny because in my office I have an hourglass that.
That's right.
That keeps tracking me. So like my whole schedule is like budgeted like an actual monetary budget. My schedule is my time is budgeted like my money from every day. Yep.
So that is a good analogy.
I was going to ask you that too, because I'm like, there's so much I need to do and want to do.
Yeah.
And I look at people like you, and I'm like, how in the whole world do you schedule all this and still have a good time and still have me time?
Just got I budget it all out. So my whole day is in like 15-minute increments.
That's good. So that hourglass is a 15-minute one?
That's a 30-minute.
Oh, 30, okay. Because that's usually how long your meetings.
Yeah, 30
that's
minutes.
funny. I have an hourglass I use at home on my work desk. Maybe I need to get one for here. Okay.
Oh, we've learned so much about you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's an honor. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, friends, for making How Marion Works a part of your playlist. Find us on Apple, Spotify, and many more major platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so follow us or subscribe on your favorite place for podcasts. For Mayor Morrell and Lillian Harshaw, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this is How Marion Works.
Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.